everybody, Ron here, the Accidental Farmer. It's been almost 15 months since we purchased our farm and I became a farmer. I don't know if I'm really a farmer, but I own a farm. All new to us. If you watched any of the videos, this wasn't expected, but now we own a farm. And it's fun on most days owning a farm. And there's three things I'd like to talk to you about the three things I would have changed if I could go back. It would have made life a lot easier right now. And number one is fences and gates. You know, I started repairing all these fences. A lot of them were broken down. A lot of them were just missing. A lot of them had fallen onto the ground and actually been covered with dirt. Some were just rotted out in place. Some have been eaten by horses. A lot of most of them weren't pressure treated. So over time, they just became wobbly and broke. So thinking ahead as we're going to get goats, we're going to get sheep and things like that, I started putting some gates in. I figured easy access here, nice small gate here, a 4-foot gate here, a 4-foot gate there. But what I didn't look forward to in the future was access with vehicles to get into this area. The 4-foot gate won't allow my riding mower through it without doing some jockeying and moving it takes a while to get through that without damaging anything. And I've actually damaged the riding lawnmower, bringing it in and bringing it out of the sheep area. And also cleaning out all these stalls. The easiest way to clean out the stall is bring the tractor right to the front stall door to be able to shovel that out, as we do that 3 or 4 times a year. And we can't access some of the stalls with the tractor. So it means lugging shovelfuls 20, 30 feet and throwing them over the fence into the bucket of the tractor. It's just not very efficient. It's very laborsome, and it would be a lot easier if I thought ahead and put a better system of gates to get in and out of the stalls. So that was number one, is the fencing and the gates. Number two would be the water situation. If you watch some of the previous videos, our water we had at closing, we were told, oh, by the way, none of the water works underground. So we have all these freeze hydrants, I think you call them, but none of them work. They're all over the place, but none of them work. There's broken and frozen pipes underground somewhere. I didn't have them scoped out. We decided we needed a well anyways because of the low pressure and the cost of water from the town, which is only going to go up in time. We do have sewerage from town, but we won't be using their water shortly from town. So we put a well in. We had it all piped into the house. That's all situated, but we do not have it set up that we can actually use it yet because we're waiting for town approval and changing over and coordinating, shutting piping off, capping piping, having our plumber come, and we're still waiting on word when that can happen. But water-wise, water in the barn has to be lugged from one spigot that works outside. Water to the chicken coop has to be lugged from there. It's a pain. It's laborsome. It's a pain. It's just not very efficient. So I wish I would have thought more through there. And also, as we come to winter now, it's December 3rd as I record this. It was 22 degrees today. If we didn't have heated water dishes in some of these places, we had ice on them. In the chicken coop, we had a lot of ice. I'm fixing that today, hopefully. Yesterday was the goat area. I had to fix that, so they had water, wasn't freezing, and I also took care of the sheep. So the chickens are the ones that I'm worried about right now, making sure they have water that's not going to freeze and they have enough. So some of that really wasn't thought through. I guess it's inexperience, but also excitement of just getting things done. I like to get things done. I like to have projects. I like to finish them and move on. And I like to stay busy. But the problem is I think I stayed busy 3 steps ahead of where I should have been on some of these projects. So we have the fencing, we have the water, and third, I've mentioned before, is animals. Should have thought through the animals and what they would have cost to keep going, keep fed, and return on ROI, return on investment. The chickens return the investment. They pay for themselves, minus the labor. The feed is paid for with the chicken eggs, and that goes okay. They're not really much of a pain. You're just going to clean out some stalls and give them some bedding every now and then, but they produce eggs. and we have more chickens that are a couple weeks away from start to laying. They'll be producing more. The cost of the grain isn't going to change because we're already paying for the grain, so that'll be a bigger plus there. But the goats and the sheep, I wish I would have thought that through a little more. How cute they are, and they'd be, taking care of the grounds by eating. They don't eat all the grass. You still have to mow inside there. It becomes a horror show. And they eat a lot of food. You have to feed them twice a day, and they eat a decent amount of food and hay and water. So they are an expense. There's no plus other than having cute animals for us and for our neighbors and our grandkids. I don't know if that's going to change down the road. I love the goats. I love having the goats. The sheep, even their wool has been an issue to get rid of. To give it away, it took a while just to give the sheep's wool away. So, what's down the road for us? Maybe I should have thought out and had some pigs. And if I don't know our zoning, I still have to check the zoning to have steer. A couple cows down the road might be an option, and have that for have that processed. So those are the things I wish I would have thought about. And then the bonus one that just came to mind is the chicken coop. We do have chickens in the barn, and they're actually doing pretty well because it's a good size place that they have to, I guess we'll call it their coop. It's actually an old horse stall that I've converted over. But the other coop I built a cute little coop. It was, I think it's 6 by 12 or 8 by 12. Worked out well until we had our chicken math. The flock grew and grew and grew, and I put an addition. I put a 5 by 6 addition on that, and it wasn't laid out the best it could have been. And I think there's a lot of wasted space over there, and if I just would have bit the bullet and built a big one, but not knowing what you don't know, I ended up with a chicken coop with an addition on it. So chicken math got me on that one. That was the one that I probably would have thought out better, because when you have 5 or 6 or even a dozen chickens, you can't really sell eggs. You don't have enough eggs to sell because you put a dozen out, they're gone in a day, gone in a morning, and sometimes gone in a minute. I've actually put eggs in there, and as I'm shutting the cooler out at the farm stand, someone's pulling in and says, "Oh, I saw you had eggs," and they take them. And we can't please all the customers that we have. We're short on eggs even with all the chickens we have, and we have 90 chickens. So the chicken math got us there. So chicken coop. So just a quick refresh. It was the gates and the fencing. It was the water issue. It was what kind of animals, and then the chicken coop size. Those are the 4 things I wish I would have changed. And if I could go back and do them again, I would have done it all again. Well, thanks for joining me. Ron here, the Accidental Farmer. We're on to some more projects today. If the ground is not frozen, I'm going to try doing some digging. Thanks for joining me. On to the next project.